Hey guys, for this lick, the approach really is just using chord tones over our 7th chord. So what we've got here is some combination of like a root note, major third, perfect 5th, and then flat 7. So effectively we're playing like a 7th arpeggio. So that's going to sound really strong because all the notes that we're playing are in the chord that we're playing over. And really the lick is kind of based around 2 main areas for playing a 7th arpeggio. We've got what we'd call a C form if you know your cage system. And kind of an E form, A7 down here, combined with kind of a bit of a G form. So that's the kind of 2 main bits of it. And really, you know, what does the 7th arpeggio give us? Well, as I said, it just gives us all the chord tones. So the first bit sounds like this. And what I'm doing here is I'm starting just before beat 1 starts in the bar with 3 little notes, just up here. And what I'm doing is I'm playing 17 in the B, and then 20 in the B string with the 3rd finger, and then my 1st finger plays 17 in the high string. Interval wise, that's kind of like a 5th, and that's a flat 7, and then that's a root note. It's kind of seeing a kind of a little arpeggio shape up there, and I'm just taking the top 2 strings basically. So that's my first 3 notes there. Then I'm starting on beat 1 of the 1st bar basically. What I've got is this. That's the first little bit. So what I'm going to do here is play 20th fret here, 21st fret, sorry, of the high E string with the pinky. Pull off to 1st finger at the 17th fret. Then I play that, 20 on the B string. And then slide from 17 to 14. So it kind of goes like that, okay? So the note I'm sliding back to here is that note there, so it's like a major third. So this little bit right here does like 3rd, root, 7th, 5th, 3rd. You know, so all the notes from the chord basically. Then from here, this 14th fret, my pinky plays 17 in the high E. Then I'm going to slide from the 14th fret to the B string to 10th fret here, and that there is a root note. So this is kind of a weird way of breaking up an arpeggio just in 2 strings. It's got quite a cool sound to it. So that first little bit goes like this. Okay. So next what I'm actually going to do is play a full A7 arpeggio here, kind of around about this 9th fret area, and it's a kind of C form if you know your cage system. So what I'm going to do, I've ended up 10th fret root note here, 1st finger on it. I'm going to switch to my 4th finger at the 12th fret of the high E string. Pull that off to my 1st finger at the 9th fret in the high E string. Then I'm going to play 10 in the B string with the 2nd finger, 12 in the G string with the 4th finger, and then 9 in the G string with the 1st finger. That's like a pull off on the G string there. And picking wise, you could do like a down, up, pull off. I probably play all upstrokes just because of the way I prefer to pick. So I would kind of do up, like that. But you work with, see what is more comfortable with your kind of picking style. Then I play 11th fret the D string with the 3rd finger. Then I play 12th fret the A string with the 4th finger. And then either 1st finger or 2nd finger, you play that 10th fret of the A string there. And interval wise, what we've got here is we're starting in the 5th there, then we get the 3rd, then the root, then we've got flat 7, you know, then we get 5th, 3rd, root, and then flat 7. Yeah, you can see all those chord tones nicely packaged together there. Okay, and that's it. That's basically our full A7 arpeggio, very standard, just coming all the way down it. Then from here, what I do is I go to the 11th fret of the D string again, probably with the 3rd finger, or maybe 2nd finger. Yeah, probably 2nd finger I play it with. So I'm kind of ending it on the major third there, but that's the first beat of the next bar. Then what I'm going to do is actually sequence. That's a very standard way of coming down the arpeggio. Very vanilla way, just kind of going down sequentially, just going all the rungs up the ladder. So it's not very exciting, so it's nice to try and break up these arpeggios into more interesting patterns. That's what I do with the next bit. I'm going to ascend up the same arpeggio, but what I'm going to do, instead of going sequentially, you know, root, 3rd, 5th, I'm going to skip every interval. So instead of doing root, third, fifth, I do root, then fifth, then it'd be third, then seventh, you know. So I'm kind of going up and skipping out the next interval. So what happens here is I end on the 11, then what I'm going to do is play 12, probably with my third finger, on the A string, and then 9 in the G string. So do root, then fifth. Then my second finger plays 11 in the D, so it's third. Then my third finger plays 12 in the G, so it's my flat 7. So already you can hear that's quite a nice disjointed wave playing through the arpeggio. Then I play the 9th fret of the G string again with the first finger, then 10th fret of the B with the second finger. Then I play 12 in the G, probably with the third finger, and then 9th fret of the high E. So it kind of goes like this. And you could be alternate picking that, basically down and up, down and up. If you're guys that Paul Gilbert stuff use this just to break up the arpeggios a little bit, rather than sweeping up and down them all the time. So that, if I take it from the descending part of the arpeggio, sounds like this. And what you're aiming for there is kind of triplets, so you can think of like a 1 and so it's like 1 and 2 and 3. This last bit here I forgot to mention, once I get to 9 in the high E, slide down to the 5th fret there. So the whole thing kind of goes like this: 1 and 2 and 3 and you know, versus your kind of, yeah. So that's me playing that kind of 7th arpeggio here. So I've ended up in a root note. What I'm going to do is end up by going down another 7th arpeggio, but it's in E form. So from here, I then go to 8th fret with the B string with the 4th finger. That's going to pull off to 5th fret of the B string. Yeah, so it's like a flat 7. That's my 5th. Then I play 6 in the G string with the second finger, so major third. And my third finger plays the root note there at the 7th fret of the D string. So that kind of goes. That's my 4 notes there. Picking wise, again, you could do like down, up, up. Again, I probably do up, up, up. Yeah. So that's my first part of the arpeggio. Then I'm going to play my first finger at the 5th fret of the D string, slide from there to the 2nd fret. Yeah. And then from here I'm going to play 4th fret of the A string with the 3rd finger. My 4th finger plays 5th fret of that E string, so it's my root note again. And then I end on the flat 7 again. 3rd fret of the E string, very good wide vibrato there. So the second part of that kind of goes. So my 4 notes are these: 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is my kind of 3rd beat. So that last arpeggio sounds like this. Yeah. So that's it. So it's kind of all one big A7 arpeggio, but I've kind of broken it up into kind of 3 areas, I suppose. You've got this bit up here. You know, so I'm splitting it across along the neck and across 2 strings. Then I've got a nice standard in position kind of arpeggio. And then I break it up into a nice kind of little sequence. And then I have my